Let's talk about space. I'm going to ask two questions about the one thing. What is your understanding of space? Now, with all those thoughts that just came up in your mind, right? The second question is, what is your understanding of space, independent of all those thoughts? You see, most of us, we derive meanings or conclusions from things that we are already familiar with. But we don't go to the actual reality of the experience. So this is why when we talk about space, all we do is think about what people say about space. And then we judge whether they're wrong or right. But what is the reality? Now I'm going to explain again in the form of quantum physics because I speak from a different culture, right? When we use words in English, like for example here, we refer to a location relative to where we are. For example, the key is here. I'm dealing with physically where I'm at. I'm in this car, the key is here. But behind me, there's the house, right? So I would say the house is over there. So here's a question. The key is here, the house is over there. Are they in two different places? You see, where supreme consciousness, where existence, or where God, whatever word you use, consciousness, existence, whatever word, right? Where that meets our perception, it intersects at a place we call here. It is actually referring to experience. All experiences take place here in consciousness. But when we speak relative to our own direct experiences. So if I say the house is over there, guess what? Over there does not exist. Nobody has never been to a place called over there. Because if I go to where the house is located, you know what it becomes? Here. So when we use the word space, we are really referring to what? So when you're dealing with space, you're not dealing with the concept of up there. You're dealing with anything outside of the perception of your body, because that's what it is about. When you look at consciousness through the prism of the mind, you get time. And the universal word we use to refer to that is no. No is not in time. Time exists in the no. No is the eternal consciousness. No, through the prism, no, through the standpoint of perception of the body, that same consciousness we refer to as here. That is the experience of it here. So space is relative to the body, and anything outside of this body, that's why we refer to it as space, over there. So if you hear the word space and your thought is up there, it means you derive that from what somebody said, not from the reality of what it actually is. Time and space is mind and body. That's all there is to time and space. Everything is one in consciousness. Many perceptions, but the one reality. Many illusions, but the one reality. Imagine 7 watchmen in a tower, in a high tower. They're going to be seeing 7 different things. So 7 different minds, 7 different perceptions. But if we all should remove our thoughts, that which remains is the one consciousness. One consciousness, many perceptions. But most people won't even understand this explanation, let alone agree with it, because guess what? In order to corrupt someone, you have to teach them that hold in esteem. If you want to corrupt somebody, teach them to hold in esteem people who think alike rather than people who think differently. Because guess what? Everybody's going to tell you space is up there, or is whatever they have, whatever they believe about it. But what about those who think differently? To understand that space is just what consciousness looks like from the standpoint of perception. They're going to disregard you because you think differently. Morpheus said this in the Matrix movie.